maintained. Seamless tally integration is there. It is very, very scalable, more than 200 rules. So originally when it was launched, there are 22 rules. Now there are 65 rules. So how users go on providing us inputs, and we have updated our software accordingly. It is very, very configurable one. So that is the USP. How much any kind of accounting style is captured by the software. 4 steps are there. We have to extract data from tally. Now every tally company one need to configure for one time only. 95 to 98% configuration is done by software automatically, but you have to go through because many times they change spellings of the tally groups. So I will explain while demo. The demo is going on. Then we run the scrutiny and you will get the scrutiny report. So additional complementary modules are there, like we reconcile opening balance. When we start with the audit, we see whether last year's closing balances are matching with the opening balances or not. So that automatic feature is there. Then 2A and 2B reconciliation. These are the complementary features requested by members only. And so in GST, we scrutinize each and every voucher of GST. Then there can be a duplicate GST numbers in the data that are captured by the software. Most importantly, we segregate data rate-wise, expenditure-wise, and party-wise, which is very, very important for filing of 9C, GSTR 9 and 9C. Then TDS. Now TDS capturing is very, very important feature of our software. So we segregate data for TDS also, and we show whether the entry is pass or fail. So every result of ledger vision is shown in the pass or fail criteria. So you have to just focus on only fail criteria so that you will understand the queries of the software. Then basic accountings, we see whether probable capital expenditure is routed through revenue expenditure or not, spelling mistake before probable answer. So n number of features are there. Then scrutiny results shows creditors data. So creditors having receipt in, so exception reports are there, like creditors having receipt entries or income entries, or the debtors having, so n number of reports I will explain later on. Now important one is it is very, very speedy activity. Like it takes only 22 minutes to complete 70,000 vouchers. And my classic example is I have I think 252,000 entries and more than 74,000 ledgers are there. So that gigantic task normally manually scrutiny requires one chartered accountant, 2 managers, and 8 articles to finish in 8 to 15 days. Now with the help of ledger vision, they are able to finish it in 2.5 hours. So that's how dependence on manpower reduced, even time reduced. Whenever there are due dates, time management is very crucial. That's why ledger vision helps enough. So our motto is ease of doing audit. Okay. Now features are there is another product, Ledger Fusion. Currently, it is providing you ready-made Schedule 3 automate. Basic idea is we pull data from Tally, and then you can get Schedule 3 or individual balance sheets or partnership balance and consolidation of balance sheet. Currently, we have launched only Schedule 3, but eventually in next week or so, we will be launching other tools also. Okay. This is very, very important. When those standard pricing is single user 15,000 and multi-user 20. For 20 users is 30,000. For this webinar, Ganesh sir requested me to provide a huge discount, so I am giving 30% discount. Okay, and the ledger vision is for 8,000. There will be also discount. Okay, so that is this is our details. Now I will start with the actual process, so you will see how it is working. So this is my Tally. You will see this client/ODBC server. This is one-time configuration for Tally. You have to go to this F12 and advanced configuration, and you will see this Tally ERP is acting as normally it is kept as none. You have to change it to both, and you have to enable ODBC server. The port number, it is default one, but there can be any port number depending upon your Tally structure. So you have to use that port number in Ledger Vision. Now I will jump to Ledger Vision. This is the first page. The port number automatically fetched by the software. If there any different port number there, you can write down that port number over here, and it lists down whatever Tally company is open in the Tally. Okay, so you have to select the particular Tally company. You have to select particular period. Now I am having older version, older data, but that will help you to understand the process. Normally we provide demo on users data only, but for the demo purpose, I am using older data. So I have selected period in Ledger Vision as well as Tally. So you can select a month, a quarter, or 6 months, or maybe a 12 months period. Okay. Then you have to pull the tally data. Now, in background only, you will see how data is getting pulled. It pulls ledgers, masters, vouchers, tables, stock item, and cost center. Okay. So after that, you have to go for configuration. Now, I am not going to explain all the configuration. I will just let you know what is the configuration is, and then we will jump to result, because that is the main motto of the presentation. That is the fun part also. So it is pulling the data. So most importantly, now whatever the results shown by the software, they are shown on screen, as well as you can download it on download it in Excel also. So this is very user friendly. You can put your comments on that Excel sheet, and you can directly send that Excel sheet to your client also for updation of data. So that's one thing is that. Now it is pulling the data on monthly basis. Okay. So what happened when when there is a huge data like 70,000, 40,000 entries are there, 30,000 entries are there. If we try to pull entire data in one stroke, most of the time tally gets hang, because our normally our office is having machines with the 4 GB RAM. So to fetch a bigger data in one tranche, you need to have a 12 GB, 16 GB RAM. But to bypass that problem, we have come up with that we pull data on monthly basis. So you can see we are pulling data from first day to last day in the search. Okay. Now we have to go for configuration. I will just explain some of the ideas, and I will run the scrutiny. So there are 37 categories on which we have written scrutiny rules, and these fixed categories in front of which we automatically map the groups. But you can see now this group is default name has been changed by the user. So normally it is it will be shown as blank, or it will be shown as a name. So there are two possibilities: either that group is not available in tally, or that name has been changed. So you have to manually just go and tick the group name. Then whatever rules written, like for example, in front of the capital category, the rules written on this category, whatever the group is mapped in front of that category, rules will be run on that group. Similarly, you can categorize vouchers also. And this is a good feature of the software, that software provides you help directly. So you have to just hover your cursor on this button, and software will give you instruction. Or if you click this button, then software will provide you voice commands or voice instructions, like how Google Maps provides. Similarly, so software also works in the same fashion. So I will just jump to reports. I will just show you. Here GST mapping is there, TDS mapping is there.
CP भरला नाही का? लिंक जॉइन करा म्हणते.
So here TDA GST level mapping is done. It is all the mappings are done by automatically. Software automatically detects whether it is input, output, etc. So I will not be going into the discussion about this. Now in background, software automatically mapping water configuration done so far. So this is the command prompt showing the activities of the software. And okay. So here data, creditors level. So I will explain important one, like say expenditure and asset addition. So these are the ledgers in expenditure and asset addition tool window. There are all so these are the all fixed asset ledgers as well as P&L expenditure ledgers. Okay. So software automatically detects the. Somebody has kept its mic on, I think.
लिंक ग्रुप वर त्यांच्याकडे आली असेल ना लिंक. लिंक पाठवतो मी.
So software automatically detects the expenditures and gives the category. You have to just go through once to see that correct mapping is done. For example, it captures the word interest, but it is not every time possible that each and every interest expenditure should be liable for TDS. So you have to go through and change the. You can change accordingly. You can untick the wrong selection by the software. Okay, and this is how you have to jump to now in liability group. It maps whether it is secured loan, unsecured loan, term loan, overdraft, whatever the nature of the loan. If it is detected as loan from friends, family, director, partner, then 269 SST report will be provided on those loans. You can select the related parties also. And in current liability form tablet, it is helpful for, so in drop down also you can see all statutory dues are there, TDS, GST, PF, MLW, etc. On this mapping, it will prepare 43B report, which is required by the tax. Now in rule window, you will see all the rules, but now actually it was designed for entire scrutiny, but many users has given me many different ideas. Like if you want to check monthly GST or monthly TDS, you can select only monthly GST tick box, and software will check only GST rules. Okay, so software technically it was designed for tax audit and company audit, but some of the CS told me that this software is helpful for peer review also, because it takes 100% record and keeps standardized documentation also. So there are n number of users of the software. Now I am running the scrutiny. So in background window, you will see the scrutiny is going on. It takes around 50 seconds to complete the scrutiny, and I will show how the overview has been given by the software, how many ledgers are checked, how many vouchers are checked. Normally it checks 100% vouchers. So far, if anybody is having query, I'm okay, you can ask the queries also. It will be good if it is an interactive session, then more information can be delivered. Okay, so scrutiny is completed by the software. So you can see only 40 seconds required to check 911 ledgers and 2485 vouchers. Let me see whether 100% has been done. So if I go for DSS, okay, number of ledgers were 911, so all ledgers are captured, and total vouchers were 2489, out of which 4 are cancelled. So 2485, so 100% checking is done. Now you can see this is the overview window. You will understand. In case of GST, you will understand how many entries are passed and how many are failed. In TDS case, you will see how many pass and fail. So this gives you overview. You will just going through this list only, you will understand what is the quality of the data maintained by the client. Okay. Even you can jump to the result from here only. So you can jump to result by clicking this. Okay. And all the results are given in this drop down window, like analytical reports, aging analysis is there, cash related report, data checks, GST scrutiny results, tax audit, etc. This keyword search feature is given. This is suggested by some senior CS. Like this word works like control F. What command we use? Control F we use in Excel or Tally. Suppose I want to find some of the words like words of expenses of personal nature or prior period item, etc. Suppose I want to select donation. Okay, and software is giving me option whether to find, whether in ledgers or groups or in narration. So I will say in all possible things. Okay. And now you have to select the period. Now it has found the ledger name while donation, but no vouchers are found because no data is there. But this will be very helpful to find, instead of going through all the data, you can just use control F. Okay. Now this home window, you can download all reports in Excel from here only. Okay. So I will show some of the reports on Excel. I will show some of the reports on screen. So let's discuss some of the important results. And if any queries are there, then I will be happy to answer. So there are 3 reports regarding TDS. So you can see bill reference, voucher number or voucher type. It is showing as NA because we are not going voucher by voucher. We are going on totality basis. So for example, in case of 194C, we see whether any single payment is more than 30,000 or total payment is more than 1. In such way, we go. And the status is given. So if you select fail status, okay. So software is showing all the results where. So now in case you see, you can see the HDFC Bank. This bank ledger is showing, not a party ledger. Why? Because direct payment has been done. So we don't know to whom they have paid. So from which account the payment has been done, that account is listed under the party name. So software is saying no TDS is deducted. Why? Because Ledger uses interest on unsecured loan. So entry is interest on unsecured loan to HDFC is the entry. Amount is 18,000. So there should be technically 1,800 rupees should be deducted as TDS. Or in this case, audit fees payable. If software is saying less TDS is deducted. Okay, so if I go to Tally to see actual audit fees payable. So this is the entry. So software is saying 50,000 is the expenditure amount and 2,000 is the TDS. According to software, there should be 10%, means 5,000 rupees should be the TDS. So less TDS is it. Now last year, because of pandemic, they have reduced the TDS rate to 75% of actual rate. So accordingly, software was updated. So at that time, it was calculating TDS in the case of 190% at 7.25, 7.5%. So whenever there are updates by the government, we update software accordingly. So now this is the scrutiny done by software on totality basis. But some CS ask us for party-wise TDS summary. So we have given this party-wise TDS summary. So it shows ledger group, name of the party, category. Actually, the TDS ledger, if any TDS ledger mentioned in Tally, which ledger has been used, that has also has been shown, and other party status. Now, this NA means this is the very common problem of Tally. We are working on that. If GST or PAN number is not maintained in ledger master, then we are not able to assert on the party status. That's why it is kept as NA. What was the TDS rate and whether what was the expenditure amount, what was the calculated TDS, what was the actual TDS, and what was the difference, whether it is pass or fail. But this is the most important TDS scrutiny report, TDS expenditure wise. So here TDS category is given, TDS rates are given, whatever the TDS ledgers used, those are given. Now here we have come up with the parties as well as expenditures. Okay. So expenditures includes all P&L expenditures and fixed assets. Now here, so we capture 8 to 11 instances of TDS like direct cash payment, direct bank payment, provision entries, prepaid entries, advances to creditors, even advances to debtor, payment to creditor, payment to debtor. So loans and advances. So wherever TDS is, we are able to capture the TDS, all the instances we have covered in this report. And you can see all the ledgers are given here, all the expenditure and status also given, whether TDS is liable or not, or short TDS or excess TDS, all the status is given over here. So if I scroll to right side, okay. Now these are the total expenditure, and the expenditures are bifurcated in two different columns. One is expenditures which are liable to TDS, and another one is expenditure which are not liable to TDS. And then what was the TDS applicable amount, what was actual amount, what was the disallowance rate and actual disallowance. Okay. So we calculate disallowance depending upon the actual rate of TDS in force. Now you can download this report to Excel, and you can use pivot tables and filters, etc. on categories and expenditure, and you will get ready-made 34 table which is required by the tax auditor. So far, any query? Anybody is having query on TDS?
No.
Okay. Now for tax audit, some of the important tables are given like cash section. So if there is the sections are violated, like these are the sections, these are the limits of the section, these are the ledgers from where payment has been done, date and party or expenditure. So this is the total payment effected during a single day. So we captured 48.3. In case of transport, the limit is 35,000. So we captured that also. Then 216 T, SS and ST, all the sections are captured by the software. This is very unique idea given by one of the senior member. He was having grocery shop, a huge grocery business was there. So like 30,000, 40,000 are data creators of the Tally company. So it was, and it is common like money lending on money borrowing was going on, and they used to hide all those transactions and the data and creditors. So he has given me idea that shortlist those data and creditors where only receipt and payment entries are there. So there should not be a JV or purchase or sale entry. So now with the help of this tool, those 30, 40,000 ledgers are shortlisted to some 100 or say 10, 20 ledgers, whatever the data size is. And then you can discuss these with the client If these are the regular parties, you can ignore. But if you can find the actual money lending or money borrowing, then you can get the details under 269 SST table. So this is very unique idea given by the senior member for this revision. Then related party transaction. Now selection of related party option is given in debtors, creditors, loans and advances, and loans and liability. And we capture all the groups, ledgers, etc. Only thing is we are not able to ascertain the relation and nature of transaction by reading mere tally entry. So that has been kept blank. User has to fill all the details, and it gives details like pay, voucher number, voucher type, amount, date, etc. Very important statutory dues report. So if you see statutory dues like TDS, GST, PF, ESS, etc., MLW also are covered. I will give one of the example to understand how report works. So let's take this example of Asic table. Now you can see this is the month of April, and software is saying the due date is 15th of April. So please understand this is not the due date for April. This is the due date for opening balance of the April. Means this is the due date for March. Okay. And the opening balance means closing balance of March is 5357. So if I go to tally, yes, I see table. Okay. So if I go to monthly view, you will see this was the closing balance of March. Okay. And user has to pay this before 15th of April. Now, and this is the amount credited during the month of April, and this is the amount. So 2486 is the payment made by the user. So instead of 5357, they have paid only 2486. That to one, they have delayed by 1 day. Okay. So there are two options given. Two columns are given. If payment is done before due date, those payment will be shown under this column. If payment is done after due date, those will be shown under this column. And how much the amount has been paid, how much was payable, and if there is a shortfall of amount or delay in the payment, then 1 month's delay is calculated. Monthly interest is calculated, as well as we calculate cumulative interest also. And this closing balance is matching with the tally. Okay, so this closing balance for that month is matching. So this is how we calculate 43B, and this is very important, 269 SSNT. Okay, so if GST and PAN number is maintained in tally, those will be shown in this list. Otherwise, we have to keep it blank. These are the parties. Now, what was the opening balance? What was the closing balance? Whether it is squared off or not? Then how amount is received? Whether it is received in cash or bank or received through OD or JV? Whether amount of interest has been paid or received, and whether the payment of cash, how payment is effected through cash, to bank, to OD or JV. Most importantly, highest closing balance during the year. So everything has been given. Now we'll jump to, so far any queries relating tax audit reports?
No, sir.
Hello, somebody is asking. Okay. Now for GST related report, I will jump to Excel report so that you will understand how. I will explain important one, then we'll jump to another feature of the software. So this GST result. So there are, in Excel, we are able to show n number of reports. There are limitation on screen. So Excel report are very detailed reports. So similar idea. Now you can see there are voucher number, voucher type, etc. is given. It is not like NA as the case of TDS. Okay. So we go through each and every voucher, and you have to select the status fail only. Okay. And software is, now why this entry is failed? Because software is saying GST posted is not matching with the expected GST. So software on its own capture and calculate actual GST and then compares it with actual entry. So software is saying CGST and SGST amount do not match it. So you see CGST amount is 27,500, SGST amount is 22,500. Technically software is saying there should be 22,500 amount. Or in this case, party is missing, or in this case, this is very interesting case. GST software is saying fail, but GST is matching. Then why it is fail? So ledger vision is saying CGST and SGST applicable, but IGST posted. And because the demo company is from Maharashtra, they are into business of ATM maintenance, and the party is from Delhi. So accountant definitely entered IGST, but software is saying CGST, SGST applicable. Why software is saying CGST, SGST applicable? So if you go to that particular ledger, uh, you can see though the address is given for Delhi, actual GST number used is from Maharashtra. So it was the wrong GST entered in ledger master. That's why. So either you change the entry or you change the GST number. Okay. To answer the query. So this is how there are n number of permutation combinations possible. Both CGST ledgers use, both SGST use, or one CGST ledger of 9% and another is of 5%. Whatever, any kind of errors are there. So every permutation combination is captured. Even stock item rate is different and GST rate is different. That is also captured by the software. Okay. And then this ledger summary is given. This is the summary of duties and taxes from means GST ledgers kept under duties and taxes from your tally balance sheet. So this will help you to understand that okay, each and if it is matching, then it means each and every GST entry has been captured. So nothing has been left by the software. Again, same we provide party-wise GST summary, so you can filter out the parties and rate-wise details can be ascertained. Now, this is the most important report, which is so manually you have to enter the two columns. One is for GSTR 9. And one is for now bifurcation of this data is very gigantic task depending on the size of the company. But because of help, software is designed in a way it definitely 100% bifurcates data. Now this data is bifurcated expenditure-wise, rate-wise, and whether it is input or output, and in that input and output, whether it is CGST, SGST, and IGST. Okay. So suppose this is the column for GSTR 9, and this is for GSTR 9C. Now it is the requirement of GSTR 9 that provide sales rate wise. So you have to select the sales account only, and you will get rate wise details. Okay. Now another requirement by GSTR 9 is they want they want GST total GST paid on service. Oh, sorry. They want total GST paid on services, total GST paid on capital goods, and total GST paid on normal goods. Okay. So you have to go through the list of nomenclature and you have to go on writing whether it is capital, whether it is service, whether it is normal goods. So go on indicating the by reading the nomenclature. Use pivot table for this column, and you will get total GST paid on services rate wise. You will get total GST paid on capital goods, that too rate wise, or normal goods, that too rate wise. Also, in case of GST of 9C, the table number 14 now. Originally, there was only 10 headings. Now, there are table number 14 is having 18 headings. So, if you find matching headings, you can go on writing the matching headings. Or if you are not able to find the heading, you can keep that heading under other expenditure. So, once you fill up all this data, you have to just use pivot table, and you will get the required bifurcation of the data. Now, this is the GST detailed report. It bifurcates each and every GST voucher. This is the mother report. On the basis of this report, only all other GST reports are created. So you will see the type of the GST ledger, month, okay, what kind of the entry, what was the group, party name, party GST. Now this GUID number is for our understanding. If you find any error, if you are not able to understand, then we can run the postmortem report. That's why that is given. Then voucher number, voucher date, whether it is pass or fail, whether GST is matching. All those details are given in this report. Now, most importantly, same report has been given in next report. But if the company is with stock items, so stock itemized accounting is done, then only this report is generated, and this report also gives all details. In addition, it gives what are the stock items used in the that particular entry, what was the billed quantity, what was the HSN code, what was the HSN master, what was the stock item rate, and what actual rate has been used, and all other details. Okay. Then we provide RCM report also. So if you have selected RCM ledgers and rate in configuration, it will provide you monthly table of RCM. So you can just cross tally whether same amount has been paid and credit has been available or not. Okay. And this is monthly GST details. So you have to just select the month, and you will get all the details on monthly basis. Okay. So far, any queries? Then there are some cash reports. I will not go into all details. I will show important one, then we'll jump to other features. Like cash report means uh, how much cash is deposited in bank ODCC or how much is withdrawal. Now this is important one. Section 44 AB says if the threshold limit of tax audit has not been crossed by the party, but if total cash receipts are more than 5% of total tally receipt, or say total cash payments are more than 5% of total payment, then tax audit gets applicable. So you don't have to go through all the transactions. You will be finding the position by going through this report only. Okay. Then there are some analytical reports. I will be just reading the name so you will understand, like accounts squared up during the year, or asset addition deletion. This is also tax audit table. So asset addition deletion report. So these are the accounts which are squared up during the year. And asset addition deletion report is where we provide voucher number, date, number of days after addition or till date of deletion. Okay. The amount, and if narration is given, then narration is also shown on the screen. Then bill-wise accounting references are given. So pending bills can be seen. Then creditors with the income and sales entry. So these are the exception reports. Like there should not be such entries of income and sales to creditors, but if at all those kind of entries are there, those will be shown over here. Creditors with receipt entries. Now this is very interesting. Creditors but no purchases. So this means maybe bills have not been punched or wrongly punched to any other creditor. Then debtors with purchases and expenses, debtors with no sale, or debtors with payments. Now this is the report recorded by some of the CAs, cash expenses through cash. So we provide those expenses only where cash element is involved. So we bifurcate. This is the total expenditure out of which 9. So what was the cash component and what was the non-cash component? Then expense comparison is there. Expense with no creditors. This is also very important. The expenses are affected, but not through creditors. So in number of important one is this no transaction. So these I have found one of the fraud in one of my client that no transaction during the year. So last year that ledger was created. Then they used to the factory was for corrugation boxes. They used to manufacture corrugation boxes, and the manager used to sell the rejected material by creating fake entries and fake ledgers. So that has been captured by the software. Anyway, now aging analysis is given. Right now it is on FIFO basis because it is very sad to say, but 99 or 98% times we have seen that no meticulous discipline is followed by accountant for bill-wise accounting. And then whenever we try to have a bill-wise accounting report, our closing balances and clients' closing balances we are not matching. So we have to forcefully come up with the FIFO method. But last week only some CA has given the suggestion that you give the option. If you want FIFO aging analysis, use FIFO. If you want bill-wise, use bill-wise. So I will be updating software accordingly. So software is showing debit or credit balances, the amount and the buckets are given. 0 to 30, 30 to 60, etc. But most important is voucher-wise details. So if you select all credit and number of days 181. So if payment is not made within 180 days, as per Rule 37 of GST, you have to reverse the input credit. So all details are given, whether it is from opening balance or voucher number, what was the amount, what was the outstanding amount, etc. So all details are given over there. Similarly, data. So even for the end user purpose, also we have given some data checks like accounts having no GST or PAN number, or duplicate GST number, or duplicate PAN number, duplicate voucher. Probable purchase or sale of asset. This is the good feature. We read narration, and you have to define the asset names and revenue expenditure name. We have already defined some standard one. You can change as per your requirement. Even these amounts can be changed as per so threshold amount can be changed depending upon your audit materiality. All those options are given in configuration only. So software is saying amount. So I have kept 5,000 as a threshold limit. So software is saying amount is more than 5,000. Narration is showing the TV has been purchased. Now this keyword found is TV. now this TV is purchased, but it is debited to purchase account and not for fixed asset. So software is saying verify whether this is the purchase of asset entry. So some logic is used over here. Now coming back to additional features of the software, reconciliation of opening balance. Now this is very important feature for when you begin your audit process. First step is we should see whether the closing balance sheet is matching with the opening one. So now I don't have two companies, but I will be showing this feature on same company. Suppose this is the closing balance, last year's final tally backup, and this is the current year data received from client freshly. So two, three things you have to keep in mind. First you have to split the data for last year data up to 31st of March and current year data from 1st of April. You have to keep the backup of the data and then open both the data in same tally company, providing respective periods. Then you have to pull the data and say continue. So once you press continue button, software compares all closing and opening balances of the tally company. And suppose we have created some of the ledgers and client is unaware of those ledgers, then software will compare all the ledgers and say whether this ledger is found in new company or not found in new company. So if those ledgers are not found in new company, then user has to manually update the new company. But some users are asking us to update those ledgers from here only. So we will be providing. Currently we are using only pull technology, but now there is a demand, so we will be giving push technology also. So normally right now I am just finding out the wrong entries, but if I can able to provide correction of those entries, that will be welcome by the users. So I will be coming with that feature also. So this is the wrong TDS entry. This is the correct entry. You want to correct that entry, just press the button and automatically that entry is corrected in time. So this is how software will work, and it will save great deal of time for us also. Okay, now, okay, these are the ledger list, and software is comparing and saying whether it is found in new company or not. Now I am showing same company data. That's why all the ledgers are found, and you will see software is comparing closing and opening balances of same company, but you will understand the concept. Whether the balances are matching, software is saying no. No means there is no need of updating tally. And when there is a difference between opening and closing, software is saying, okay, confirm this balance, I will update. So yes, there is a need of updating. So if you go for all yes options, then software will list down all the ledgers where there is a difference between closing and opening balances. So then you will have only two options. Either you download all. So this is the list of ledgers where there is a differences. Either you can download this to Excel and ask client to update, send it to client, and client will update. Otherwise, you can go to update tally. Now here we are using push technology. If you, I am not going to update right now because I am using same company. But if I press this update tally button, all these confirmed closing balances will be changed in new company's opening balances. Okay. Thereby, your closing balances of last year company and opening balances of new year company will be matched. Now, when GST audit was there, some of the chartered accountants, they are going to have GST audit, but they were not into monthly GST business. So they don't have the GST software. So they requested us, and we complimentary feature. As a complimentary feature, we have given this GST 2 and 2B. So I will just show 2B only. Right now, this is the older company, so I have a Excel based reports. I will show that only, so we'll understand the concept. So you have to download JSON files from portal. I will be coming with the robo, which automatically download all the JSON files. Then you have to compare the. So how it will work? You have to go to this GST 2B button. Same functionality is given for 2 and 2B. You have to select the company. You have to upload the JSON file, and you have to just. Now there are options given: exact match, probable match. So I will explain this how it works. You have to select all the options only. Then I will explain how it works. Okay. So in this 2B reconciliation, firstly we reconcile to understand whether closing and opening balances are. Now this is I am showing the result of under testing, but this is the reconciliation of data. Now this is not a perfect result to show, but I am just. You can see there is no difference, too much difference in this. Okay. So this is the JSON GST. So this is the GST amount shown by JSON, and this is the GST amount shown by the tally, and there is a difference of 3376915. Now how this difference is reconciled? Now there are 5 options given, like GST and PAN not found. Now this is the inherent problem of Tally accounting, that user never update ledger master with Tally with GST or PAN number. But we are coming up with push technology, so that will be the easy task for user. They have to just list down the GST number, and with the press of a button, we will update all the data and characters. That will be taken care immediately. Then invoices not found. So mismatch in JSON. So some amounts are mismatch in JSON, or some amount are mismatch in Tally. And another report is, we have taken the Tally user have taken the credit, but that has not been shown in Tally. So in Tally, not in JSON. So you can see that this difference is reconciled because of this. So both the difference between they are matching, some minor difference is there. Okay. So we'll come up with the result. So here I will jump to this status only, so we'll understand. Good. There's a status column. Okay, this is the status column. There are 4-5 options given, like firstly GST, and if GST, now this is the problem of portal also. Normally, whatever the name shown in the portal, that is not the ledger name in the tally. So we have to go through GST number only. So if GST or either PAN number is not maintained in tally, then ledger vision will not be able to find. So it will dump all those entries under this column. So if you select this, these are the, so we have GST number from JSON file, but we don't know the party name. Now these are the party names from JSON. So we have given 2 names. So what is the name in tally and what is the name in JSON? That is also given here, so that it is very easy to compare. Okay. So if you know the same names are used, you can just use this GST number to update tally, but that automatic updation will be provided by Ledger Vision very soon. Then this invoice not found means invoice is not found in, invoice is not entered at all in tally. So I'm not going into all detail. I will just read. You will understand how it is matching. Very important thing is whether match is found. Now in case of 2B, it happens like, for example, for in the month of February, if previous month's entries are there, like December entries or January entries are there, those will be matched by the software, but with the tag that these are the match entries, but of previous month, not of this month. Okay. And if mismatch is there, that is also shown under mismatch. Very important point is probable match. Probable match is, now this is the tendency of all accountants, they don't punch in entire invoice number. Okay. So there is a difference between actual invoice number by JSON file and demonstrate it. So this is the invoice number, and this is the tally reference number. Okay. So software is matching previous. So suffix or prefix, whatever the numbers, whatever we have tick marked over here. So these are the options given, like contain invoice number or ignore special characters, ignore spaces in between, match last 7 left side 7 letters, right side. These are the options given. Accordingly, software matches the invoice number, and wherever there is an exact match. Okay, now you can see this number is 12,000. 21-22/1203, and this number is in tally, it is 0102. But software is showing is under probable match only if exact match amount is there. So JSON amount and tally amount is exactly matching. That's why software is giving it under this thing, probable match. Okay. Now, what is the in tally in not in JSON? So these are the entries where credit has been claimed but not shown under 2A or 2B. And even same data is given. You have GST number, your party name, and you can call them and work with them for updation of returns. So these are the features of Ledger Vision. So before going for Ledger Fusion, if anybody is having any queries, we can discuss, or I can jump to Ledger Fusion also. That is very interesting, Ledger Fusion. So anybody is having any queries? Okay, so shall I jump to Ledger Fusion? So Ledger Fusion is created because we don't have to depend on articles or employees to prepare Excel-based balance sheets once we finalize the tally company. And this will, so any balance sheet is completed hardly in 10 to 15 minutes with the help of Ledger Fusion. I will open the Ledger Fusion. I will open that demo company. So this is my live client only. I'll just change the name. This current year balance sheet. Same idea. You have to select a particular company. So I will just update the. So you have to select the particular company. You have to select the period. Now I have to change period in Tally because that is 1590. So current period is this is current period. Okay. So for Ledger Fusion, we pull data for current year. Now when for this, when we pull data, we pull all closing balances as well as trial balance also. Still, in some cases, Tally never provides closing stock amount. Then in that case, we provide message that closing stock has not been received or has not been pulled. You manually punch that data. But it is very rare condition. Whenever actual stock item wise closing stock has been shown, then only it is not captured by the ledger view. Acha. Now you have to pull previous year data. For that, you have to select the company. Now there are two options available. Either if the continuing Tally data is there, you have to select that particular company only. If there are two separate, if the company is split company and you have previous year data in separate company and current year data in same company, then you have to open both Tally companies in same Tally company and you have to select that particular company for previous year. Okay, so I'm pulling this data. So once same terminology, once you pull data, we have to download configuration. So I have already downloaded the configuration. I will show that to save the time only. For Ledger Fusion, so this is the configuration. Okay. So we asked some of the question like what was the name of the company and all details, name of the auditor and all details, and this is for authorized capital, issued capital, etc. You have to fill up the question. This is one-time activity. Next year onward, it will be captured automatically. And so in hidden, if you go for hidden, if you unhide one of the sheet, this is the note list. Now this note list is given by MCA. Okay, so that has been used. So you can understand the scheme. So what were the notes and what were the sub notes for that particular. So these are the notes. These are the sub notes provided by MCA only. So that's standard list is used. And so this is the configuration. Here you will get ledger groups, subgroups, ledger names, previous year's opening and closing balances, current year opening and closing balances, and all drop downs are given here only. Okay. So now 98, 90, I can say 98% automatic mapping is done by software. Okay. But if there are spelling, normally I have seen refer tax is wrongly spelled. Okay. So that has to be manually mapped. You have to just select the note from drop down only. Automatic drop downs are given. So it is only 5 to 8 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes process. And this is also one-time activity. You have to select required notes. So accordingly, notes can be prepared by the ledger fusion. So I am saving this. Okay. I will not change anything. Acha. Now, second step is once so software is saying it has pulled the data. Now I have already downloaded this, so I will just upload whatever the configuration done right now. So I will upload the configuration just shown to you only. Okay. So this is the configuration I'm uploading. Now there are options given. Like if you want detailed view of balance sheet, it will give you detailed view of the balance sheet. And if you have your own, so there are two options for Schedule 3. Either you calculate your deferred tax, your depreciation, your current tax, everything you calculate, finalize the Tally company. In that case, you have to just press prepare balance sheet button and then ledger figure will as Tally is there, it will fetch everything and prepare Excel based balance sheet. But we have given the option. If you don't want to calculate everything, software will calculate depreciation, like company law depreciation or income tax depreciation, deferred tax, MAT, or current tax. Everything will be calculated by software. Once this upload is finished, I will show you how software is done. So till that time, I will show you how actual result will be seen. So this is the actual result. I have not previously. Okay, so this is the core standard core page is given. And if you don't want to use it, you can hide the cover page. Now I don't know the number of annual report from your tally data, so it is kept blank. You have to manually change. Now this is the management representation given. It is a standard format. You can go through the format. If you don't want, you can update the format. That's why it is given in the Excel only. So you can do whatever changes required by your audit requirements or your findings. Okay. Now this is the balance sheet. So hyperlink is given. You can jump to note and you can jump back to balance sheet again. Okay. So this is the balance sheet is given and this is how signatures etc. can be done. You have to just take a printout and sign everything. Okay. Similar manner, P&L account is given. Now, notes are also given. So all the notes are given one below other. Okay. So note-wise balance sheet is given. Significant accounting notes. Okay. Policies and notes. So these are standard one you can change as per your requirement. The ratio analysis is given. Only thing, because we pull closing balances, we are not able to calculate debt service ratio, debt service coverage ratio because we don't know the actual amount of principal repayment. Okay. So mere mathematical formula cannot be used because there can be in between entries in between top up of the loan. So that cannot be a conclusive DSCR. So it is better that user should calculate it. We have given cash flow also. So if you cash flow is needed based on turnover requirements, you can use the cash flow also. Okay. Disallowance. So there is no option in tally, but we have given the blank format. You just go on punching disallowance amount. Accordingly, software will calculate whether MAT is applicable or income tax is applicable. Okay. So it captures everything and decides whether MAT is applicable or current tax is applicable. We calculate EPS also. Now, this RPT related party transactions manually has to be punched in because from mere closing balances, it is not possible to detect all the related party transactions. Deferred tax calculation is done. Deferred tax is calculated over here. So note 11 is for company. Now this is very interesting. If you have, because I have seen that every CA is having its own template of depreciation calculation for companies. So you can delete this and you can copy paste your version also in this case. So you have to just give the depreciation and WDV links to balance sheet and P&L. So it is given for your aid, but it is not compulsory that you should use this only. It is very flexible software. Even IT depreciation, it is automatically calculated. Now from tally, in case of company, we are not able to get IT depreciation related opening and closing balances, but if you manually punch all the details over here, you will get ready-made note of the depreciation under income tax. And for this, we are given master sheet which calculates actual 3483, etc. Now, in addition, we are updating software for firm related. So I'm showing this firm balance sheet with AMT. So we will be updating balance sheets of firms, AOPs, individuals, trust, and my my own pain area is consolidation of balance sheet. So I'm updating my software for consolidation of balance sheet. One of my partners is having 14 branches all over Maharashtra, and it is very time-consuming task because normally the accountants gets changed, the discipline is not followed. Whatever structure we have maintained last year, it is collapsed. Each and every year, it happens that whatever the instructions given, they are not followed by the client. And again, you have to get all the trial balances and go on working different consolidation of balance sheet. But that has been taken that care by the ledger fusion. You have to knock off all the net out balance means the ledgers which need required to be net off, and automatically software will consolidate the balance sheet. So this is the format for firm or individuals. Okay, so same idea is used. Like this thing, schedule 3. P&L is there, capital account, current account, everything is there. Even we calculate AMT also, IT depreciation also. So same idea. But it takes around 10 to 15 minutes to complete each balance sheet. So my record is I have completed 21 balance sheet in a single day. But on 27th of December, I was preparing only this thing. So 21 balance sheet done on 27th of December by me. This is the record done by me. Okay, so I have completed with, so my presentation is concluded over here. Anybody is having any queries so that I can happily answer the queries? Hello, Chavan sir, Puja ma'am. So not only queries, if you have suggestions, you can let me know so that I can update the software. It will be more mature and user friendly for you. But
Yes, sir.
you can. Achha, anybody is having any queries, because I was into this presentation, I haven't go through this chat corner, etc. I thought I should ask if anybody.
Yeah, there's no query in the chat box. Maybe participants can ask at the end of the session.
Yeah. So I think my presentation is over because I have speedily covered the areas. So if any, so it should be now interactive session. If anybody is having any queries or any suggestions, suggestions are welcome.
Okay. All the participants are requested, if they have any queries, they can post a chat box or unmute their mics and ask the question to the speaker. Or if you have any suggestion, the port is open for discussion. So we'll wait for 5 minutes if
Yes,
the
yes.
participants
Yeah.
have the suggestion, or else we can conclude the session.
Correct. Because I thought it was very lengthy session, I have concluded it very fast. We have still too much time
Okay,
available.
yeah, actually,
Because I was under
the
pressure, I
session
have to
has
show
ended.
both the softwares. Normally it takes 2 hours. I have curtailed some of. Achha.
Okay. We'll wait for 5 minutes and then we will end the session.
Yeah, one query is there from Eknath sir. Sir, there is any option that software for Varan? Yes. We're updating same software also, and we're having another software for MIS also. So that software is having all MIS and variance analysis also. So we're working on that. Means it is in testing stages only. But now the only problem of MIS is the only input currently we are using is Tally. We are updating software for any other input, like for example, some benchmarks you can input, and so that software will compare and see variance analysis, or any employee related MIS will be there. So if you want to work as a virtual CFO, now I have seen like in case when I was working as an internal auditor, we were providing virtual CFO services. Though some of the clients are interested in services, they are not able to pay me that much amount, like 30,000, 40,000 or 20,000 monthly, because my cost of providing the reports to them is very high. But because of the help of software, even I can help those clients with monthly say 5,000 rupees. So in a way that will add value addition to client. Also, we will get additional area of practice. So if my MIS is helpful for CFO services, that will be very, very good platform for providing the service to client at lower prices. So that when we help our client to grow, we will automatically grow with the client. That is the idea behind. Any other query?
Okay. I guess there are no more queries. Thank you for the wonderful session, sir. It is maybe the need of the hour to use the accounting tool for the audit. Now I request C. Vinodji Salunke, Secretary of WIRC Branch Latur, to give vote of thanks. Over to you, Vinod, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I heartily thank you, Niranjan Oak, sir, for such a valuable guide and providing us the solutions for future. I would also request him that you are offering at undiscounted prices to our members this software. Apart from that, I think you are required to give after sales service also,
Yes,
because
yes.
in the first instance itself, I don't think that everyone be feel free to use that software without any problems.
Yes.
So
So we
I
provide
want you
training
to
to.
consider that.
Correct. We normally provide training session 3-4 times so that they are wholly accustomed with the software. Also, we have YouTube videos. I will just show this my website because I haven't shown my website so that you will. Is my screen is visible, sir?
No, no, sir.
Okay, okay. I will share once. Sorry, I completely forget the website. Okay, is it visible now? So yes, sir, it is visible. Hello.
Yes, sir, it is
Okay.
visible.
So this is the website. This overview page will lead you to our YouTube channel where you will get detailed representations and videos. So a total video as well as feature-based videos are available. And even you can download demo version from the website only. So these are the videos. Okay. So total video or feature-based videos or small videos are also given 4 minutes, 2 minutes videos. Even software is designed in a way that it speaks with the user, it gives instructions so that it is also very useful. And you can download trial version from here. You have to just fill up the form. You will get trial version. If you want full version, you can contact me. I will give you full version for 3-4 companies for entire year so that you can try it on your own and you should be satisfied. You should be satisfied with yourself only so that whether laser vision is helpful for you or not. Then only you can go for laser vision. Okay. So normally you can compare your own manual working with the laser vision. And
Yes.
my experience is very, very positive experience because very senior CAs are using it. So I am very confident about software right now because more than 3.5 years are there. Okay. Anyhow.
So, on behalf of Latur branch, I thank you for providing such a valuable guidance again. I thank all the participants and the chartered accountant members who have participated in this program. Latur branch is organizing many more sessions in the upcoming on the upcoming days. So, kindly requested all to participate in all the programs. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks for lots of and this is very, very wonderful name of the session also, Jnana Ganga. So let's hope for the other good sessions also. Yes. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
With
ma'am.
the permission of all the speaker and dignitaries, I conclude this session as declare this session as concluded. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
What is the date?